On this week's weekly video fishing forecast, I have the results from last week's South Shore Classic and the Riverview Bass Tournament. Our correspondents check in from around the island, and I'll have the latest on the surf action. And one of our YouTube followers says a few words here at thefisherman.com.
The Fishing News is sponsored by these fine partners.
No Rich Von Owen this week. He is up north salmon fishing. I'm looking forward to seeing how he did up there. Looking at the weather, light winds and calm seas are in the forecast. The perfect weekend to take advantage of the hot action on the beach or boat. The Riverview Tournament is an Election Day tradition, and Jimmy Hahn gives us his history behind it.
Riverview Bass Tournament started 32 years ago. And the way it all came about was Jack Lessing, which Riverview is owned by the Lessing family. Jack Lessing would take all his employees fishing every election day. They were off. Go out in the ocean, and the thing was, you'd have lunch at CJ's in Ocean Beach. We pull into Ocean Beach 32 years ago, and the police back then, it was called the Land of No. Oh, you can't dock here. What do you mean we can't dock here? We just want to go in for lunch. We've been doing it for 20 years. So they kicked us out of there, and we came to Riverview, for lunch. And we looked around, it's election day, there's nobody in the restaurant. So I said, Jack, why don't we start a bass tournament next year, and we'll have a tournament right out of Riverview. And you know what? That's how it started, 31 years ago. Then Fred Galafaro came on board, and he wanted to do the Send a Kid fishing thing. And that's been going on for 28 years, and God bless him, I miss that guy, what a sweetheart.
George Dixon had the first place fish, and I had a chance to chat with him. I'm at the 2021 Riverview Tournament, and I'm here with the first place winner. The fish was 15.10 pounds, gutted. George, tell me how you went about targeting this winning fish. What was your technique?
I'll tell you, we were fishing all week leading up to this tournament, and we kind of knew where they were going to be hiding out. And I caught that fish at 1:30 in the afternoon. All on top water.
Okay, so you did all the scouting pre-tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you got to do that.
Well, we had the Oakdale tournament last week that I know you guys were down. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so you said top water you got the fish on?
Yeah.
Cool. And a lot of other fish caught too?
We did, yeah. We had 3 fish that we weighed in, but nothing that big. I mean, when we saw that fish hit, we knew. Yeah,
you knew that was a contender.
Exactly.
Well, it was a contender and it was a winner. George, good job.
Thank you very much for everything you guys do, and God bless Fred Galafaro.
Thank you.
Rest in peace.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Good job, man.
Thanks.
A total of 164 anglers were in the competition this year, raising nearly $2,500 for Fred Galafaro's Send a Kid Fishing Fund. We know that Fred was watching from above, and it's very nice this generosity continues. Now let's check in with Captain Timothy O'Rourke from Montauk. Tim?
Thanks, Matt. Well, greetings everybody from Montauk. Another week of fishing report here. The biggest challenge has been the weather. It's been a pretty rough couple weeks as far as a lot of northeast wind, but things started to lay down on Sunday. Saturday was really good surf casting. I was up at the point. Plenty of guys up there pulling fish out of the surf. Typical keeper size fish, anywhere 28, 30, a little bit above 30-inch fish on the beach. Typical white bucktail and pork rind was working really well. In regards to charter boats, I was talking to Dan on the Double D. He's been doing really well filling his boat with slot fish. He's definitely doing good on the bass fishing out in the rips. He said sea bass fishing is off the charts. Plenty of sea bass around, really big sea bass, anywhere from 60 to 150 feet of water. He's been black fishing as well. He said the black fishing is a little bit more of a challenging pick. A lot of small fish and sea bass, but once you kind of work your way through that stuff, there's some nice sized blackfish as well. He's also been seeing some decent codfish on the inshore trips he's been making. In regards to fly fishing and light tackle, plenty of striped bass around. I mean, anywhere right now around Montauk, we're catching plenty of fish. A lot of fish for the fly rod guys. Still some false albacore around. The weather's laid down, so I got a couple things. I'm going to be putting it next couple days, trying my best to get some false albacore going. There's some tuna around. Tuna being seen south of Block Island, giants, and some small bluefins. So a couple guys are trying to work their way through that. Weather's looking very good for the weekend, so everybody, there's not going to be too much time left, so get yourself out there and catch some fish. Thank you.
First off, I want to give a quick recap on the South Shore Surf Fishing Classic. Friday saw some tough conditions for fishing with extreme winds, but Saturday the fishing conditions became very favorable, and by Sunday morning the striped bass, slot, and release categories were filled in. The winner for the slot fish was Henry Montagundo with a 15.44 pound fish, and in the release category, Frank Umbrino took honors with a 49-inch bass. For a full recap, see my editor's log in issue 37. Obviously, fish were set up in the Mauritius to Jones stretch due to the tournament results, but I'm happy to say East and Montauk bass are still being picked on the north side with daytime action getting the nod over after dark fishing. Many of the fish are schoolies, but some slot fish are up to 15 pounds being caught as well. On the North Fork, I got word the albies stuck around through the wind with bass and gator blues getting caught all the way out to Orient. The west end of the island around Jones and Long Beach had a nice run of large stripers during the week too. Fish up to 50 inches were reported. The guys in the Western Sound also filled me on some decent tog action on the Sound beaches anywhere you can find nearshore rocks. Cade Keys also sent in this photo of a nice bass he caught mid-island on a rigged eel during the week. Good work, Cade. From Sag Harbor, we have Will and Andy. Guys.
Thanks, Matt. Report this week out of Sag Harbor. I know we've been gone for a little bit. We've been grinding, we've been fishing, but we got some good news. We're back. Blackfish have been pretty solid all around Montauk Point. Albies have been really great as well. Fall run is still in full swing, and we're seeing striped bass all the way from schoolies to slot size and over the slot all around Montauk and blitzing off of our beaches. And really excited for continuation of the fall run.
And the rest of the bottom fishing has been great too. We have some solid cod action, some nice sea bass being caught. And, while it's been pretty rough out in the ocean, those that can get out there have been doing a pretty solid job. Got reports of some giants being caught south block and also a little further west. So, if you can get out there, great, or brave those 7-foot seas, but wouldn't recommend it. So, back to you, Matt.
From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean. Mike?
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. Well, really happy to be through that nor'easter and the aftermath of it. Was dealing with really, really dirty water, a lot of weeds, some crazy wind in the aftermath of the storm. But things have definitely calmed down. In those few days following, and nobody really was fishing the beach. But there was a lot of fishing going on in the back bay, some success here and there. But for the most part, that storm surge that moved in didn't really recede, and that following wind kind of kept the back bays really low tide was like a full moon high tide, and with not too many spots to get it back in the bay, it was a little tough. But anyway, does seem like things are starting to get back to normal and pretty good fishing. Monday night I was fishing the bay, nice surprise, like a 30-inch weak fish, which I really was not expecting, and was pretty psyched. By far, I don't catch a lot of weak fish, but by far the biggest one that I've ever caught, even by boat or surf. So that was pretty cool. Got a slot bass not too long after that. That was just after the sun went down. There were a few guys I ran into that were fishing that night. They got into some fish, so they're around. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that herd of big fish that was kind of jumping back and forth between Shinnecock and Mauritius Inlet and the beaches, bordering very close to them. Have been some catches of some pretty steady schoolie action, close in to the lip off the beach. I was down at the beach earlier and just dead flat calm and didn't get into anything. Hit a couple of quick back bay spots and got a few small ones, like 26, 27 inches. So they're back, and hopefully we'll see some of these bigger fish. I know there's some great fishing going on to the west of us, so hopefully we haven't seen the last of those cows moving through on the migration. In terms of blackfish, I've really only heard of shore catches. A couple of keepers here and there, a lot of fun, a lot of lost rigs. My son and I tried last Friday a few spots from shore, very frustrating, and we didn't catch any. The last of the 5 rigs we lost, there was actually a fish on there. It took me back into the structure and lost it. So that's definitely something to give a try. I mean, with these cooler waters now, sea bass, cod, the typical cooler fillers are there for the taking. So If you can get out there, definitely do it. Same thing, with surf casting off the beach and in the back bays. This is that time of year when, any time of day they can hit. Obviously, first light, last light tends to be, the best. But we're getting down the home stretch here, so don't regret it over the winter of not getting out there and fishing. So enjoy the weekend. Let me know how you do. Comments below. Hit us up on social media, and I'll talk to you next week. Back to you, Matt.
With our fly and freshwater report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt. Well, this has been another crazy week. 70 degrees on Monday, and here it is in the 40s. It's been a little crazy. Well, it is fall. We're halfway there to winter, so this is what we can expect. But there's still fishing, and as far as the saltwater scene goes, I've been hearing a lot of good things from the back bays where I live, over in the western South Shore. I mean, Duck Dennis, he's been going out every day. It's getting better and better and better. The other day he says, they're really starting to show up. He gets out early, plugs the side banks on a dropping tide. He's been doing good. As far as the freshwater goes, well, we do have opportunities. The ponds are still fishing well. Some of them, almost all the trout ponds have been stocked, and they're going to be stocked again in a week or two. They're doing well. Kenny and his grandson took advantage of no school on Tuesday, and they went out to the Shinnecock and had a great time. This is the winter. We're getting towards the winter, but we're going to go fishing all winter long, and I'll be reporting on that. I'm looking forward to my steelhead trip in a few weeks. Can't wait. I'll let you know how that goes. Until then, tie lines, everybody.
From the Fire Island and Great South Bay area, let's check in with Captain Al Lorenzetti.
Hey, Matt. Fire Island report this week. Pretty good. Nice weather coming up this weekend. Striped bass fishing is now red hot, inside and out. Big fish on the outside on bunker pods, and a lot of nice keeper fish inside on bait, live bait, jigs, and on plugs. So very active now. This is the peak here, Fire Island. Should last for at least a couple more weeks, and fishing's excellent. Also, black fishing has improved inside. Some nice keeper fish now showing up. Up till now, it's been a lot of shorts, occasional keeper, but I've heard of some 3 to 5 pound fish caught this week on the inside. So fishing's good, weather's good. Get out there, catch them up. Fire Island is red hot. Talk to you next week, Matt.
From Northport, we have Mark McGowan from Cow Harbor Bait and Tackle.
Wow, what a fall. It's so beautiful out. Sunny day, the wind has been up, but it's been a great time to get out there and do black fishing. The black fishing is still going strong off the beach. We've caught blackfish up to 4 pounds, 7.5 pounds some days off the beach in 4 to 6 feet of water. It's fantastic. You can get out on the boat. Bass and the bluefish, they've been around. They're wolf packing in some areas. It could be Centerport, it could be Huntington. You never know. A big factor here is that we do have squid in there. Squid, and I think that the bass and the bluefish, they're busy chasing around the squid, so everything's on the run. There's a lot of stuff going on. And all the way down to Smithtown, back in the river, you've got a nice little bite going on. It hasn't slowed down. We're looking at these weather temps. They came down, dropping down. So we're looking at subsequent week. This is definitely a time where you're going to look for a shift, I think, of the blackfish, where all of a sudden the chew is going to be on. So you should expect some really beautiful fish coming up. And again, there's so much jigging. There's striped bass on the migration. They're running. I mean, there's people all over the beach. I keep saying all these great customers, guys we build rods for, come in, do a lot of customizing of their gear, sending us pics. Check them out. This is such a great time, a good fall run. Get out there, keep it up. If you're in spot and you're having trouble finding fish, give the shop a call. We'll try to help you out without any spot burns. Until next week, I bid you all peace and tight lines.
Let's check in with Chris Ludwig. Chris.
Hey, thanks, Matt. What's going on, guys? So this last week, the fishing was real good. There seems to be a large body of nice-sized fish in the backwaters in the typically deeper area. There was a large amount of bait life, too. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I wasn't able to get too up close with it, but my guess would be some sort of bunker or herring. These fish were eating aggressively, which is pretty cool. Earlier on in the week, I was throwing my first light tackle first light tackle jigs. And I couldn't get these fish in the normal way I would, swinging it out in the current. They were actually staged in the rocks right in front of me. So at one point or another, I was able to watch these fish come up and inhale the jig from where they were hiding. That was real cool. And as far as the other side of that, there's been a real good eel bite going on. Everybody's been doing it, including myself, and capitalized on that one the other night. What we were doing was we were drifting these eels with ball sinkers and fluorocarbon leaders up, I guess you could call it, up these currents, drifting all the way down them through the rips up into the bridge and repeating that. We eventually pulled one, which was cool. And congratulations to my buddy Jason Faso, who got his personal best cracked. I mean, shattered, for sure. I'm not sure how big this fish was, but it's massive. You can check out the picture here. Congratulations, buddy. It's safe to say that the fishing's been really good. From what I could see, the beachfront seems to be alive and everyone's catching fish. Whether that's dying down or not, I'm not sure. I haven't been out there. I've been addicted to this backwater. But before I get out of here, I want to give 2 quick shout-outs. First of all, my favorite jigs, First Light Tackle, they are coming to New York. My buddy John at Freeport Bait and Tackles placed an order, and they're going to be coming soon. I can't wait for that. And second of all, I need you to check these guys out. Set the Hook LI. If you haven't noticed, I've been wearing these shirts a lot. It's because they became my favorite. They're rather durable, and I believe they look really cool. So, I hope you all are doing well. Take care, and back to you, Matt.
Raul Ortiz, the urban angler, has this report from the western South Shore.
Went fishing over the weekend with my son Jace. We had a great time along the beaches of the South Shore. We hit a few different areas, and we still managed to get some nice fish. Anywhere from slot size to about 20 pounds or so. We've seen some other fishermen also catching some big fish. And pretty much after that storm, everything just turned right on. Seems like some of the boats are doing great, and a lot of fishermen too. And we're in full swing of the fall run. You got to get out there, guys. Back to you, Matt.
Now let's get an update on the Dreamboat Contest with Tim C. Smith.
The leaderboard remains the same with no new entries, but the upcoming weather could not be more perfect to get out there and fish hard and get on the board. The Dreamboat Fishing Challenge is the Fisherman subscriber-only multi-species fishing competition with a chance to win a new Steigercraft center console powered by Yamaha, along with many other great prizes. Subscribe now to the Fisherman magazine to be part of the action.
Raul Ortiz, the urban angler who you've been following with this report for years, sent us a little commentary on some recent observations while out fishing. Raul?
So another thing I wanted to talk about was fishing alongside of other fishermen, and them catching fish and possibly keeping something that they're not supposed to. It hurts me as it hurts many other people when this happens. I do try to enforce and say something to the other fishermen. Sometimes over social media, I may see somebody catch something or mishandle a fish, but I won't bash them. I'm not that kind of person to bash them or chew them out or call them names or say anything bad to them. If I have anything to say to them, if I know them, I will say it to them personally. And if I can personal message them through social media and talk to them. You know, a lot of these guys, there's a lot of new guys out there now, especially within these last year and a half of COVID. There's a lot of people out there, and a lot of them don't know the rules, honestly. So my point is, don't fight, don't get killed over, somebody catching a big fish and them taking it. It's not worth the risk. And, the best thing to do is just, you can give them a piece of your mind, do it in a nice, courteous way, and, hopefully that person listens and understands. But I'm not that person to bash people and stuff like that. I call the game warden if I can. If he gets there, he gets there. If he doesn't, he doesn't. That's part of life. That's what happens. I can't control everything. We need more game wardens. That's what it comes down to, and it's just not enough people out there for all of us fishermen to control everything. Anyway, back to you guys, and have a great day. Bye.
If you would like to be a part of our weekly video fishing forecast, we are looking for social media savvy anglers for hyperlocal reporting from around the New York Metro and Long Island area. So if you're a captain, tackle shop, or just an avid angler, contact Tim at libayrat@gmail.com. Remember to like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tap on the bell to be notified instantly when we post a new video on YouTube. And of course, to be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine and be part of the Dreamboat Contest and Coastal Kayak Clash. Check out this video's description on YouTube for all the related links and index for specific reports. Please support our correspondents by visiting their websites and social media pages. See you right here next week at thefisherman.com.
Steigercraft boats, built by people who fish our waters. Serious anglers choose Steigercraft for their 40 years of boat building experience right here in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. Visit steigercraft.com for a dealer near you.